Hello guys, welcome back again to my channel. In today's video, I want to answer a very important question that lots of people have been asking, and that is where they want to know the right equipment or the tools that are needed for them to be able to set up a media unit in their church or in their organization on a budget. Now, talking about on a budget, what they simply want to know is, now we do not have maybe like large capital or large budgets for which to establish maybe a media unit, but we need something that we can start off with so that with time we are going to upskill. Now this video I decided to answer that question, so make sure to watch through to the end so that you get to know the things, the equipment that are needed, and also the softwares that you require in order for you to get it up and running. Now, to start off with, ordinarily you would need a camera, and that is a broadcast camera. But looking at the economic situation, you already know that getting any of these cameras, it's quite costly. So what do you need? You simply need to use your mobile phone. Any smartphone will do, but personally, I encourage people to always go for maybe like an iPhone, maybe iPhone X or anyone, maybe Samsung, Infinix, anyone that has very good camera quality. That is very much okay for you to start with. Then I'm also going to reveal some of the applications and some of the softwares that you will need. And that is the only reason why you need to, tag along with this channel by clicking the subscribe button so that you get to get the information, because I'll be dropping further videos as to how you can bring in some softwares and some applications in order for you to really set it up. So that will be in my next video where I'll be talking how to set up your live stream. Now, once you have your phone settled, for my iPhone, which is what I use, because this is exactly what I use for my church. We don't have that much money for we to start buying cameras, so we use our phones to go live. Now I have this Thunderbolt to HDMI converter. Now this is what it looks like. This is like approximately like 20,000 naira. I bought it online. That is on GG. That is where I bought it. So over here, you put this into your iPhone, and then right here you have the HDMI port, which you use to send it out to your broadcast software like vMix or OBS. Now this one is actually for just iPhones. Now you can also get that is the USB-C for maybe Android phone. Check it out, or you can browse online to get it. What this enables me to do is that I am able to like capture this the feed coming from my phone into OBS or vMix. And most times whenever I want to like have my master camera, I try as much as possible not to make use of wireless connection, because it has some disadvantage and some form of latency and network buffering. So this is the trusted one that you get to use. So you just plug it to your phone, then you plug in your HDMI cables, and then you send it over to wherever your media stand is. And with that, you'll be able to have real time feed from that your camera, and it looks excellent. Like when you see the display is full HD, like HDMI is full HD display. Now to also accompany this, you also need you can see over here I have my HDMI cable. This is about 20 meters HDMI cable. This is a HDMI cable that I use. Now this HDMI cable is what you can use to plug into this, and then the other end you send it over to wherever your media stand is located. Now, this one is limited, and it has a particular range that it can take, because not every distance that this particular HDMI can accommodate. Most times when you are kind of farther from where your camera is, you might not be able to get that feed. So in that case, you are going to need this. Now, if your church is kind of large, maybe the distance is that long, and you need to like move anything about 30, 40, or 50 meters from where your camera is and where your media stand is, then that means you will need to look at getting this fiber optics HDMI cable. This is it right here. This is a fiber optics. Like, this is what it looks like. This is not your regular HDMI cable. Yes, this is not your regular HDMI cable. This is a fiber optics. Now, let me tell you the importance of having this. You know, a situation where, like I said, if you have your media stand maybe at a distance, and then the range is between, 30, 40, 50 meters apart, then for you to be able to send signal, if you ordinarily use a normal HDMI like this to say you want to send that feed, you are not going to get any feed from your camera, even your television, because HDMIs are not that, trusted in terms of long range. So, but using this HDMI fiber optics, it's going to enable you push it as long as you want. So you get this, and the good thing about this is that with this, you have the ability for you to, connect, send it over. Now, that doesn't also stop there. The fiber optics HDMI cable is a monodirectional HDMI cable. That means it's one way, meaning there is a receiving side and then there is a sending side, and it is labeled right there on the HDMI cable so that you'll be able to know what to plug and where to plug it. Now, going ahead, you also need a capture card. Now, this is a capture card. Now, this capture card, as it stands, comes in different shapes, types, and brand. So basically, what you do is that when you are able to plug this very dongle into your iPhone, and then you plug in, maybe, let's assume you decide to make use of your fiber optics HDMI cable, which you plug in here, right? Now, the receiving end, this is where you are going to plug it into the HDMI port of the capture card. Then this other end, you are going to plug it into your PC. Now, that is the only way with which your PC that houses your OBS and your vMix will be able to, get the feed, because no system can actually accept any external camera without a capture card. So you need a capture card. It's in different shapes and fonts. Maybe you can check out, and they are kind of budget friendly. There are some that you can get for like 12,000, some for 24,000, some for 30 something thousand. So that means you need a capture card. So we've already talked about getting a dongle like this, your mobile phone, and then we have talked about fiber optics or maybe regular HDMI cable. Then we have talked about capture card. Now again, you also need a PC. Now, your computer, please, it is a well-proven fact that if you are talking about maybe doing like a live stream, that you don't just need anyhow PC. You have to invest on a PC that is like kind of average, at least 8 gigabytes of RAM, with good storage, and then make sure that the processor is from anything, 3.0 gigahertz processor. So you try as much as possible to have this, and then that is what you will use to install your OBS and your vMix. So make sure to get a PC if that is the only thing that your church can at least get as one tangible stuff, because the moment you start going live and possibly pushing to multiple platforms, you start having some of this issue about laggy or buffering footages. So try and make sure that at least you have a very good PC that can carry the load, because the system is bound to do a lot and you wouldn't want to stress that much. Then again, it's also advised, over here I have a router. Now, this is a 4G router. It comes in 5G too, and it's also advised that you get this for your network. That is, if you want to stream online, you try as much as possible to, at least, if you can afford a 4G, fine. But if you can also get 5G, that would be perfect, because the way network messes up everything here in Nigeria is kind of crazy. So try as much as possible. And again, ordinarily would connect this and we want to, on the Wi-Fi and then do the connection. No, once you start streaming, it is advised that you get a network cable like this. So you plug this into the ports right here, and then the other end you're going to put it into your system. It is not advised that you do a wireless tethering, because the network, is kind of messy and it's going to mess you up. So that being said, another thing you also need now, if you can afford a sound card, fine. But if you can't afford a sound card, and now when you start talking about setting up a media on a budget friendly level, audio is very paramount, and you just can't do away with good audio. So if you don't have a sound card, now no worries, you can get something of this nature. This is a sound capture card. Now you can see over here, I have the input and also the output. Now the input is where you get to plug in this, like your jack. That is this one that goes into your phone. You can plug it into the input here. The moment you plug it into your system, you are going to have it there. Then from your mixer where you have your sound, just plug in a jack. You can buy an audio cable. It's not that costly. I bought about 40 meters, I think, for like 8,000 naira. So they can construct it for you, or you can buy the one that can run the distance. Simply put, you just plug the jack there, and then this one will enable you to capture a very good and clean sound. So all you just need to do, just plug this into your PC, then plug the little jack or the micro jack, whatsoever, I don't know what they call it. You plug it into your system. Then the main jack, you can plug it into your mixer. With that, once you open your OBS or your vMix, you'll be able to capture a very clean sound. Like, you are not going to get all those ambient sound that will be happening in church, maybe like children crying, or maybe that there is kind of distracting activity that is going on. You'll be able to run totally away from that. So that is basically what you need. And again, in terms of software, you also need to get like a vMix software. Though vMix is not free, it's kind of paid, but they allow you to use to a great extent. But if you need one that is totally free and user friendly, then you should be looking at OBS. OBS is open source broadcast software that you can use to multi-stream to different destinations. Then over here, you also have this. This is what they call HDMI splitter. Now, for you, it might be that in your church you have up to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 television. You can see over here, I have this. This is a HDMI video splitter. Now, what this video splitter does basically is to enable you, sending your output from your system, because once you already have your camera captured into your PC, now for you to be able to send to the different 2 or 3 televisions that are in your church, or maybe 4 televisions, what you simply need to do is to plug in your HDMI into your system, send it as input. It usually have just one single input. Then on that input, it's going to have 4 outputs. If you look at here, we have 4, 3, 2, 1 output. So with this, you can now use it to send to your different screen using your HDMI cable. Remember, the distance of your media stand, which is where you are doing your mixing remotely, determines the type of HDMI that you're going to buy. So if you know that your televisions are very far, now you should know that for you to be able to get anything that is going to serve you, please do not use the normal HDMI. Go for the fiber optics HDMI cable. I will also be making a follow-up tutorial on how you can set all these things up and get it running. So do make sure to tag alongside with this channel, so that once we drop the video, you will be the first to get notified of that content, and then you will see how everything is done. Then Again, you are also going to make sure that for this stuff that you are doing, that you are also going to download an application like Irium Webcam, which is one application that I find so helpful. You have the Droid Cam, the OBS Droid Cam, you have like the NDI HX camera and all that. Now there is a way you can utilize all these tools, you know, using your phone and all that in order for you to get a very good and professional stream. And the good thing there is once you're able to push this content using this material, there are so much more to learn. But once you are able to, I can tell you, anyone who is not within that environment will not be able to tell that these things were done 100% on a budget, even using something like a smartphone. That is one good thing about how live stream and media production have enhanced over time. So if you want to learn more, then again try as much as for your phone. You are going to get something like this. This is a phone holder. This is it right here where you can mount your phone, and then you have your tripod. So once you have that, I don't think there is any other thing that you might really need. Maybe other things can come in handy, but with this stuffs that you've seen here, you are sure to have a very good media production for your church unit and get it running. Remember, this is why we are here. So do make sure to follow us at all our social media platforms. Subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon. Then if you have any question again related to this that you want me to help you out with, please don't hesitate to use the comment section, and you can also join my WhatsApp group by looking at a link in the description below. You can join. From then you can get hands-on knowledge, or you can contact me direct and I'll be there to help you. Please make sure to help us share this video, like, drop a comment, and share to people who might be in need of it. And remember, we have other videos coming up as to how you can set this up. So do make sure to keep a tab with us till I see you again. Do have a pleasant time.